This is Barbara Reese reporting for Totally East Brunswick. We're very fortunate to be here today with Alecia Joy Bloom from the Pink and Bloom Foundation, for which she is the president. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Hi, Barbara.
Well, it's a pleasure. You have so many wonderful activities going on in the area and in East Brunswick specifically to support cancer advocacy and fundraising.
I do.
Tell us a little bit. A lot of people have heard about Relay for Life. Tell us a little bit about what goes on.
Relay for Life is American Cancer Society's signature event for fundraising in the fight against cancer. Relay for Life is actually 29 years old. American Cancer Society is over 100 years old, but this event is 29 years old. They'll be celebrating their 30th anniversary next year. All started with one man, Dr. Gordon Klott, who decided to walk through the night for friends and dear loved ones to raise money for cancer. And he walked for 24 hours, and he raised over $20,000, if not more. And a new movement was born, and not only is Relay for Life now in all over the United States, but it's also internationally. So it's like a big, huge global movement in the fight against cancer.
Now, there are different laps for different participants. Could you tell us a little bit about how that works?
Yeah, well, we have our opening ceremonies, and then we cut a purple ribbon, and first all of our survivors take the lap because we really honor our survivors. They are our rock stars of the event, and also caregivers as well, because caregivers are a significant part of survivors surviving and thriving and getting well. You know, everybody needs a great support system. And then everybody joins, and throughout the day we have, you know, selfie laps or Congo laps. We try to make it exciting for everybody because our event in East Brunswick normally is 12 hours. Used to be overnight, but now we do it for 12 hours during the day because we find also when we do it during the day, maybe some people just want to stop by for a couple hours and participate and, you know, give what they can. It's a great event in East Brunswick. I feel it brings our whole community together, and we all feel like we're fighting for one cause, because unfortunately, cancer more than likely has touched someone in your family or you know someone. And I think all of us feel that way.
And definitely you bring it to the schools as well. The kids are aware of what's going on in town. They have the Luminaria. For those that are not familiar with that part of the program, can you explain that to us? Yeah,
the Luminaria program normally is around 9 o'clock at night. On there these white bags that we light. And Luminaria basically is to celebrate, remember, and fight back. And the Luminaria bags we give to the kids to decorate. We have a program called Art Beating Cancer. And we give the bags to all the elementary schools, and the kids decorate them, and they decorate them for people who they have lost or people who they are supporting, maybe their moms or dads who are fighting cancer, even their sisters. I even went to speak, I speak in the schools to talk to them about cancer as well, and I was in St. Bart's, and one of the little children said, "Does it have to be for a person?" And I said, "Does your doggy die of cancer?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "It could be for that too." You know, it was really cute, and I felt bad. But I mean, the kids, this little girl was, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old, but she knew what cancer was. She knew it touched her life by her dog, but it still touched her life. And Hammersholt also has a huge relay recess every year. They got involved. So I go and speak to the gym classes there and explain my story and explain why fundraising is so important. And I also explain about being healthy and eating right and exercise and sunblock and all these other things. And I even taught them our relay song that we do in our town, which is on a commercial a couple of times. So
it's a good song.
Very catchy tune.
And it's great that middle schoolers and young children as well are exposed to what you do and to the wonderful fundraising efforts that are in town for the American Cancer Society. Now, you're also involved with the American Cancer Society as well. Can you tell us a little bit? They have an honor coming up by the time this airs, you probably will have received that honor.
Yes. Well, I started getting involved with the American Cancer Society probably 9 years ago. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. I was 27 years old when I had my first bout of cancer, which was cervical. And then at 38, I was a breast cancer survivor. 2 kinds of cancers, chemo, the whole 9 yards, and that was when I was 38. So shortly, a year or 2 after, I decided that I really wanted to give back because I had this gift of being positive through the whole event. And even when I was being treated, I was still reaching out to other people and helping them. And I really decided that that's what I needed to do. Like, it was a purpose. You know, I was always a people person and helping other people, but this was something that I felt I needed to do. So I started with the American Cancer Society with their Making Strides event, which was specifically for breast cancer. And I used to raise anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 every year with my friends and my family. And then I got asked to start participating in Relay for Life in East Brunswick. Relay for Life in East Brunswick is going to be 6 years this year. I've been involved in it maybe 5 years, so I missed the first year. And I did chairing various different things and fundraising as well. And in the past 2 years, I've been chairing the whole event with a good friend of mine, Dana Suda, who is my co-chair. And our committee keeps getting bigger and bigger, more people want to be involved. And then I was then also asked to become an ambassador for the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network advocacy. So I try to put my hand in everything because not only do I raise money, but I also try to go to Congress and help make sure that federal funding is spent correctly, making cancer, fighting cancer a national priority. And through the years of over 8, 9 years, I don't know, I've raised close to $75,000. And they asked me to be honored as their shining star at their 28th Wine and Roses, Night of Wine and Roses Gala, which was at the Somerset Palace, the Palace at Somerset. And it was a great event. It was over 440 people, and we far exceeded our fundraising goal even there as well. And it was a fabulous night. It was a great night, really was.
And I'd also like to thank the American Cancer Society for bestowing on me the Shining Star Award. While I am very humbled to receive this award because I don't feel like I do anything different than anybody else would, I do this because I am a proud cancer survivor. I do this because I know the fear that encompasses you when you hear the words, "You have cancer." I know the anxiety of going through diagnostic testing and meeting all the doctors to find out what your prognosis is going to be and what your course of treatment is. I do this because I know all too well the uncertainty of going through treatment and wondering if it's going to work and if I am going to live to see another birthday. I also do this because I also know the joy and the triumph and going from victim to victor when your oncologist after 10 years says to you, "Good luck, go enjoy the rest of your life. I am pretty sure I am never going to see you again." Yeah. And I also know that one of the many reasons why that is because of the American Cancer Society. They do so much for all of us, cancer patients and families, between Road to Recovery, Look Good, Feel Good programs, even outreach for when you're going through cancer if you need someone to talk to. They deliver. They make sure that they finish the fight and continue the fight against cancer till hopefully one day there is none. The money they raise tonight stays locally and helps everyone in our area. I also do what I do as the Vice State Lead for the American Cancer Society because I understand all too well that not just on the state level, but the federal level, we need Congress to make sure that they give us the necessary funds for cancer research back into the Center of Disease Control, back into the National Institute of Health, because not only state but federal is going to help us find this cure. And I vehemently fight going back and forth to Congress every year in September.
Well, what's well deserved.
Thank you, thank you.
And now you'll be serving as a trustee on the board for the Central Jersey American Cancer Society.
Yes, I will. They asked me a couple weeks ago if I would be interested in joining their board, and I said absolutely. I think it kind of comes full circle, and if I'm able to help other people and the board and reach out and get some more programs in place with the American Cancer Society and more money to do their programs, because they have wonderful programs, I'm all for it, and I'm very proud to be serving on their board.
Now, you also started your own foundation, the Pink and Bloom Foundation. Could you tell us a little bit of how that got started?
Yes. So in between me doing all this work for the American Cancer Society, I also felt that I wanted to raise money for some of our local people in the state of New Jersey, and basically within the Middlesex, Monmouth, Mercer County area, central New Jersey. Because as much as the American Cancer Society raises money for research and look good, feel good programs and road to recovery, there is still a major issue with insurance and people not having enough money to pay for their treatments, or maybe they can't pay their electric bill, or maybe you have situations. One woman that we honored one year, her mother and father both had cancer, and she was a caregiver to both of them, and she didn't have enough time to put food on the table. So we gave her a gift card and told her to contact Mancini's every Friday and, you know, order dinner and at least sit down and rest and relax, because if you don't take care of you, how could you take care of anybody else? So I started Pink and Bloom because I found that people needed more help, you know, or more outreach. And also because I'm a cancer survivor, I think a lot of people, you know, you have foundations out there, but unless you're talking to someone who knows what it's like to be diagnosed and be told you have cancer, and know the fear that happens when you have to go through all the diagnostic testing, and know what it's like to go through chemo and what happens, I could share the stories with them. And when you're talking to someone who's been through it, and they see that you're still positive and you're okay and everything's going to be great, you're helping someone relax and hopefully meet their journey head on so they can get to the other side as well. So it was a culmination of a lot of different things, and that's exactly what Pink and Bloom does. People call me, I get names, I reach out to people, I take people out for lunch or coffee, I offer to hold their hand if they want to go to a test. I find out, you know, if people need help with their bills, I help pay bills. This past Christmas, we adopted a family for Christmas. One of our, I call them our Bloom and Butterfly Warriors, and the ribbon, whatever color it is, man had breast cancer. So he was my Pink, Bloom, and Butterfly Warrior. And we adopted his family for Christmas, and we bought them a Christmas tree and decorations and a present and dinner. And unfortunately, he passed away, and I'm going to get upset, but and then we helped them pay, you know, some of the funeral expenses, because it's just so overwhelming. But it's also very satisfying, and it makes you feel really good to know that people are not going through this alone.
So you're an advocate for those who can't always speak for themselves.
Exactly. Yes.
And,
yes.
and I understand you also go to Washington as well.
Yes, I do. Well, when they asked me to become an ambassador for the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network, I became an ambassador, and then I was Congressional Lead 12 and State Lead 18 for this area. And I was going back and forth to Washington, lobbying, meeting with Senator Menendez, and at the time, Senator Lautenberg. Rush Holt and I have a very great relationship. I'm very upset that he's retiring, but he's going on to bigger and better things, and I like to always thank him for his support. And yeah, we go and we work on various different issues. Right now, a big issue is tobacco funding. New Jersey State doesn't have money for cessation programs and to help people quit smoking, so that's one of our campaigns. And palliative care, we're trying to put bills through the Senate. Instead of one doctor helping you, not just with cancer or a long-term illness, it's not just hospice, it's a whole group of team, your oncologist, your nurse, your doctor, clergy, psychologist, and even the family. It's treating the patient and the family, because it's proven that you'll recover quicker, less chance of reoccurrence, and in the long run it saves us on health care, because you've made it through, and less follow-up visits because your stress has been relieved, because stress is a big factor of a lot of sicknesses, and you're able to move on. And through the couple years that I've been working with them, I am now Vice State Lead of the state of New Jersey. And actually, by the time this airs probably as well, I will have hosted a day at the Capitol where we bring 50 volunteers down to take a tour of the Capitol building and hear some legislators speak. And it's a great networking event, and also to try to get our cancer advocacy mission out there.
So you're also teaching people how to empower themselves and to speak for themselves with their legislators.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing. And hopefully getting them involved,
Absolutely. Now, you have a lot of fundraising events during the year for Pink and Bloom and to help as well for the American Cancer Society.
I do.
And it takes a lot of effort and a lot of volunteers. Perhaps some people watch us today might be interested in helping in some of these events.
I do. A lot of times when I tell people, they would love to help. Every year we always do a brunch against breast cancer. That will normally come up around September and October, because October is Breast Cancer Month, and we try to make that our kickoff event around that time. We're also probably going to do an art auction. I have a friend of mine who paints all these beautiful pictures, so that might be another fundraiser in the future. We have various different dine back nights. We do a cut-a-thon at Reflections Hair Salon every year as well. And we're also looking for new opportunities to do a couple of things. We have some ideas in the market. And not only do we also do fundraising just for the American Cancer Society, but also for us to help people pay bills. We also have a blanket program. A lot of people going through cancer, you go to the hospital, you get these little thin blankets. So we have these blankets made, and we give them to the cancer patients. A little bit of home can come with them so they're comfortable. So we have various things that are going on throughout the year, so everybody has to stay tuned. That normally doesn't start kicking around until after I'm done with Relay, because I really commit myself for the first part of the year to make Relay for Life of East Brunswick a great event. And then I concentrate on everything else. It all goes hand in hand. Somehow I get it all done. Somehow.
It is quite impressive.
Thank you.
So say someone is new to the fundraising portion of this. They have maybe a relative who has suffered from cancer, or they themselves, and they want to get more involved. What's the first step they could take?
They could give me a call. I can help them along. They could call us or look us up on the website. And I'll be more than happy to guide them along the way. And they could have various different fundraisers for themselves, or if they want to get involved with us or the American Cancer Society. I was telling the kids in this school that I think it's really good in life that you find a purpose and a passion. And I don't necessarily care what it is. It could be Pink and Bloom Foundation. It could be the American Cancer Society. But when you live a life with purpose, you live a happier life, and it feels really good to give back. So you should really find something that matters a lot to you and include that in your life.
Now, you yourself, and on your website, you have many inspirational quotes.
I do.
And motivational ideas. Tell us, how do you stay so positive and be an inspiration to all?
I don't know. I really love life. I feel life is probably the best gift you could ever get. And I remember one time someone asked me, what was the best gift you ever got? And I always said, my life. I love my life. I love people. I love learning about people. I love hearing about all different traditions. I take a personal interest in people's lives, and I like to stay positive because it beats the alternative. I think you can always find something good in something bad, and it just comes from within. You choose to be happy. I start my day, every day I write something to be thankful for. And I'm not saying that I don't have days where I might be a little cranky like some people, but for the most part, I just think life is really great, and I hope that I can inspire other people to think so as well. Because, like I said, it beats the alternative. There's so many opportunities out there, as long as you don't limit yourself, the world is huge.
And the Pink and Bloom Foundation basically mirrors that mission that you have there. Tell us a little bit more about your hopes for the Pink and Bloom Foundation, say in the next 5, 10 years.
Well, our motto is nurturing the world for change. And whatever nurturing that is, whether it's nurturing you to get through your cancer journey and empowering you to feel good about your choices and feel strong and healthy again, hopefully, you know, we nurture the world for a change, not to hear that you don't have cancer anymore. Plant more trees and flowers around the world to create a healthier, you know, air quality. We have various different things in the next 5 years, but I really hope that Pink and Bloom is able to help a lot of people and be inspired and nurture their growth in the world, because it all is a journey, and it doesn't necessarily have to be viewed as an obstacle that you can't get over. It's just a little detour, you know, and you could keep moving forward.
Now, we had been speaking a little bit before the taping, and you had mentioned if you improve one person's life, then you feel that you've had a success. It's a successful endeavor. How do we help maybe some folks who have initially coming into contact with friends that may have cancer, they themselves, for the first time, may have been diagnosed with cancer? What's the first step for them?
If you want to do something nice for them, bring them over a meal. I wouldn't say, oh my God, you have cancer. Don't make it sound horrible, because they're dealing with a lot of emotions inside. You know, just let them know you're there. I know when I was going through cancer, I have cards and cards still wrapped up in ribbons. And it was just nice to know that people thought about me and were wishing me well, and also offering their thoughts of positiveness. You could offer to mow their lawn, bring them food, ask them to run errands, ask them whatever you could do.
So some people think, oh, there's nothing I can do, but even the small things that you can do.
You know what? Everybody appreciates the small things. Think about it. Even when you're not sick, don't you appreciate someone opening a door for you? Or, you know, I went to 7-Eleven the other day, the guy bought me coffee ahead of time. It's the smallest little thing. I think if everybody did one small thing a day, it's always that pay it forward. It would make the world a nicer place. The world is great, but it would make the world a nicer place.
Well, it's a good general message.
Yeah, it is. It is. But yeah, just whatever you could do. They'd just be thankful even if you walked up to them and gave them a hug.
Well, absolutely. And so now we have talking about the fall. You say, tell us a little bit more about your fall event.
My fall event we always have at Gusto Grill in East Brunswick. It's going to be our 4th year there. It's called our Brunch Against Breast Cancer. And it's a great day. Normally it's like $50, and we have unlimited brunch and lunch items. We have a couple of drink items too, mimosas, Bloody Marys, Cosmos. We have various different fundraising, you know, 50-50s, and we have baskets and a bike as a door prize. We have the speakers come. Doctor always comes to advise us about our advances in cancer research. We have a cancer survivor speak. It's a fun day for the family, and it's a great event because the whole family can come and join in. It's not just women, it's not just men. You know, we get a great turnout. Everybody brings everyone, their friends, and it's a good day. Normally it's from 12 to 3 in the afternoon, and it's nice. It's a Sunday. Sunday doesn't take up your whole day. You feel good about what you do, and it's a good networking event. So
it's a good event all around.
Yeah, it's a great event. I think it has to be one of my favorite events, and we're starting to get bigger and bigger. We might have to find a new place soon. Every year it gets bigger and bigger, but it feels good. Everybody has a great time. We have face painting going on also. They're painting pink ribbons on people's faces. Toscana Salon always supports us. And also there's Priceless Events. They always come and support us. They have a greeting card line. So we get a lot of support from various different other businesses. It's great.
Are there some other sponsors that you might want to mention that have been helpful through the years?
Yeah, well, Gusto Grill, always one of our #1. Reflection Salon is great. Toscana Salon, Priceless Events and Priceless Events Picks, Devotion Vodka. There was several different sponsors.
And they can check on your website. And
yes, they can see the other sponsors on our website. Yes, they can.
Those businesses who helped with such an important cause.
Yes, also a Healing Touch. A Healing Touch always comes and does massages for our resident survivors, and also offers to help people that we're helping in our foundation offers to go to their homes to give massages as well.
So if you're looking back on all the body of good work that you've been doing, what's the thing you're most proud of?
I am the most proud of how many people we reach and how many lives we've touched. That's what I'm the most proud of. And I'm always looking to meet more and touch more.
Well, you've touched a lot of lives here in the East Brunswick area as well as Central Jersey, and we thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm not going anywhere. I will be here for a long time.
And we're happy about that as well. So, you know, just looking back on Relay for Life, it's a big fundraiser for, you know, cancer survivors and for advocacy and fundraising. What's your goal for this particular relay?
Well, Pink and Bloom is always, well, I chair it, but it's also Pink and Bloom. We kind of sponsor various different things going on in Relay too. That's why we're involved. And our goal specifically this year was $55,000, I think. And at this time that we're speaking now, we're at $38,000. So hopefully we'll make it. I think we got a good chance of making it.
It sounds like it, and
yeah.
That's a premier event for your group as well as for the American Cancer Society.
Yeah, it is a premier event for our group. Everybody gets familiar with us as well as the American Cancer Society. Pink and Bloom does like 4 different things because our motto is nurturing the world for a change, and we would like people to reap the benefits, meaning research, education, advocacy, and patient services. So the money that Pink and Bloom raises for research, we give to the American Cancer Society. Because quite honestly, I feel one of the reasons why I am still here is because of the research that the American Cancer Society has done. I was the lowest survival rate of a breast cancer survivor, and I am 11 years past that. And I probably will never get sick again, knock on wood, hopefully. I mean, that's my intention. So that's the research part. Education is we go out, we educate people how to live a healthy life, where to go if they need treatment, where to go if they don't have money for insurance to get a mammogram. We direct them accordingly, and we educate them on what to do, hopefully, to prevent cancer. Advocacy is the part where I get involved with the lobbying, and the patient services is what we do by helping people pay bills and helping people put food on their table. And, you know, just all in all, just being there for them and their families. And then we do the Relay for Life event because it's good to bring it all back into our community.
So again, just to repeat for those who may have missed it, in order to reach you, you have a website for Pink and Bloom?
I do. Our website is www.pinkandbloom.com. Or they could also reach me at 908-239-5442.
Well, thank you so much for all the information and inspiration you gave us here today.
Thank you. Thank you. It was my pleasure. I'm very proud to be here, and I'm very proud to be an East Brunswick resident. I moved away 20 years ago, and I just recently moved back 9 years ago, and I really can't imagine living anywhere else. I really love it here.
Well, we're lucky to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for Totally East Brunswick. Thank you for joining us.